Have you ever heard about the mother wound? Have you ever wondered how your relationship with your maternal caregiver has impacted you? Do you feel like your relationship with your mother is not really healthy? Or do you find yourself longing for a different relationship with her altogether? Then today's video is for you. I am going to introduce the 7 archetypes of mothering and give you some deep dive journaling questions to determine which archetype you experienced. But before we dive right into the topic, let me quickly introduce myself. Hi, it's Monika, your intuitive trauma transformation coach, who helps you face and successfully navigate through the storms of life, guiding you through a most powerful self-healing process and teaching you all the mindfulness tools you need to embark on your journey to your core self and create the life you've always envisioned. Struggling with your relationship with your mother is a common issue. Among my many clients, numerous women have recounted experiences with mothers who were absent, abusive, critical, or narcissistic. Feelings of shame, guilt, and yearning often accompany a strained or absent relationship with one's mother or maternal caregiving figure. Recognizing, understanding, and respecting these emotions is crucial, which is why the concept of the mother wound is significant. A mother wound is an emotional and psychological harm resulting from a mother figure who failed to provide emotional support or presence during upbringing. It encompasses more than physical neglect or even abuse. It includes mothers who were physically there, but emotionally distant, aka unavailable. For instance, a mother who spent her evenings at home drinking and was unconscious by nightfall was not truly present, right? Experiencing a mother wound or a complex relationship with motherhood does not necessitate being raised by your biological mother. It's essential to acknowledge and validate the pain that many women downplay, ensuring that everyone's experiences are recognized as significant. There are 7 main mother archetypes, but keep in mind that there are mixed type combinations as well. Let's have a look at the lover-hater mother. This maternal figure is unable to regulate their emotions well or at all. They may exhibit erratic behavior or suffered from mood swings, anxiety, depression, or paranoia. As a child, you likely experienced uncertainty about what kind of mother you were going to encounter on a given day. I can tell you from personal experience that the unpredictability of this mother type creates a chaotic home atmosphere. It always feels like walking on eggshells, which was extremely stressful for me. Within this dynamic, children also learn to become invisible, to get out of the line of fire, and they become hyper-vigilant in anticipating different moods. They often have trouble regulating their emotions as adults and need to be encouraged to express their emotions in a healthy way. They also have to learn to trust people again, especially in romantic relationships. Let's have a look at the next archetype, the role confuser, mother. Imagine you were expected to take care of the person who was supposed to take care of you. This is called child parentification. Parentification involves a role reversal between a parent and child, which causes kids to act as the emotional or practical caregivers. In this situation, a child may take on grown-up responsibilities, like cleaning the house, meditating family conflicts, or even caring for the emotional well-being of their parent, especially in a case of alcohol or drug addiction. This is a truly painful experience because as a child, you do not have the skills to take care of an adult, even if you do your best. Parentification sets a child up to fail and creates deep wounds and fear of abandonment. Further dysfunctions could manifest as anxiety about being independent, fears of abandonment, anger and resentment, difficulties with trust, avoidance of intimacy, or setting appropriate limits and expectations with their own children. Parentification in childhood is often related to codependence in adulthood and to pushing away their own feelings and needs, which they view as a threat. As a result, they might always focus on others instead of honoring what they feel themselves, which leads to being in relationships that can be very toxic. Let's have a look at the next archetype, the egocentric mother. Maybe you had a "it's all about me" mother, where everything's centered around them. You may have grown up feeling like an extension of this maternal archetype, as the self-obsessed mother does not see her children as separate beings from her. The whole family system organizes around this self-absorbed mother figure, and they may have narcissistic tendencies or a personality disorder that involves unpredictability, dramatic or intensely emotional responses to situations. Growing up with a self-absorbed mother, you tend to learn to dim your own light and instead cast the spotlight on her. As an adult, this often translates into being an exceptional supporter for others in your life. Friends may even seek you out for your problem-solving skills and your ability to focus on their needs. However, you can imagine that this role can be very draining. It's important to cultivate relationships and friendships where reciprocity is valued and you are given the space and encouragement to shine as well. Let's have a look at the next archetype, the best friend mother archetype. Did your mom see you as a friend or hang out with your friends? Did she treat you as an equal or have inappropriate conversations with you where she shared too much about her private life? This dynamic creates disordered emotional boundaries, which can persist into adulthood. When the boundaries of motherhood and friendship are blurred, it can be difficult to healthily individuate yourself and know who you truly are in your own uniqueness. You can have a deep, fond, and friendly relationship with your mother, but they should always stay in their mother role. Growing up with a parent who wants to be your friend is a burden and a threat to a healthy child-focused family system. Let's have a look at the next archetype. The perfectionistic mother. Was your maternal figure a perfectionist? Then they may have been anxious, fearful, bickering, controlling, and hypercritical. Not just of themselves, but of you as well. You might have felt like you could never get it right. This belief may have squashed your desire to go for your dreams, both as a child and later as an adult. Having a perfectionistic mother often turns us into perfectionists, which is a true drag. Perfectionism sucks the joy out of life because it blinds us to the good. For example, imagine if you give a presentation where 98% of it went well and 2% did not go so well. You feel upset about the 2% and discount the rest. How long did it take you to see the glass half full instead of half empty? It took a long time for me. Believe me, when you were raised this way, your worth and value get tied up in your performance because the focus is on what you achieve and how many accomplishments you have. In a healthy household, you feel loved for who you are, not like you have to perform to be loved. Let's have a look at the next archetype, the rejecting mother. This is someone who could not meet your physical and or emotional needs in childhood. This unavailable maternal figure may have been neglectful as well. They might have provided food and shelter for you, but if they were not emotionally available or attuned to you and your needs, you likely felt unloved or rejected growing up. A caregiver who is sporadically attuned to you and your needs may cause inconsistencies in your relationship with yourself as an adult. This dynamic profoundly impacts how you relate to yourself and your self-image. You might still feel judged, criticized, neglected, humiliated, and full of shame. You might have low self-esteem, the inability to self-soothe, a tendency to people-please, and disordered boundaries. And you don't trust yourself. My mother was often emotionally unavailable, and I had self-esteem and worthiness issues for almost 30 years until I healed myself. Thank goodness the last archetype is the ideal one. It is the mother archetype we all would have loved to have during our upbringing. It is the good enough mother. This is a maternal figure who knows she does not have to be perfect. She just has to be good enough for her kids to thrive and be resilient. This kind of mother is clearly the parent. She does not need anything from her child other than connection and respect. Boundaries are also present in this dynamic. Kids thrive when they have healthy boundaries. They need to know the rules so they can stay in them or sometimes step outside of them. The good enough mother can self-regulate and is in balance most of the time. She focuses on her kids but has a life outside of her identity as a mother. If you were one of the few lucky people who grew up with a good enough mother, you had space to grow because you could make mistakes. You had the freedom to change and become your own person. As an adult, you may have an inner sense of safety because you formed a secure attachment to your maternal impactor. If you fail, you know it's not the end of the world, and you have faith you will figure things out. Well, have you discovered the mother archetype or combination of archetypes that you experienced during your upbringing? Please let me know in the comments box below. Before we explore how to heal the mother wound, please quickly click on subscribe. Give me a thumbs up and hit the bell as well. To heal the mother wound, we have to reparent our inner child. Reparenting or self-parenting means taking care of and treating ourselves with all of the gentle, loving kindness that we did not receive as a child. It means stepping into our own ability to tenderly protect and cherish the little person that is still inside of us in so many ways. Self-parenting combined with self-love exercises has the potential to become a sacred daily practice where we ask the child that is at the core of us, "What do you need, sweetheart? What do you want me to provide you with, my love?" And then write in your journal, nourish and satisfy what comes to you from inside. As a child, you had to rely on others to meet your needs. But now, as an adult, you can take stewardship of mothering yourself. It's a radical act of self-care and self-love that, when practiced consistently, begins to build and develop deep feelings of security, self-esteem, and self-love. Self-care is when you diffuse calming aromatherapy oils like lavender, make a cup of your favorite herbal tea and savor it, take a warm bath, put on some music and sing at the top of your lungs or dance like no one's watching. Get out in nature or take a walk. Do you have a baby picture of yourself? Put it somewhere where you can see it each day, like on your bathroom mirror, on your phone, or on your desktop. Every time you see it, take a deep breath into your heart and exhale a light beam of pure love into that little being. You can also give yourself a hug and imagine yourself holding your inner child and promising them that no matter what happened in the past, you are here now to be present for them, to listen to them, to protect them, to meet their needs, and to love them unconditionally. How does that feel? Please let me know in the comments below. Happy healing. Peace begins with me. Namaste, namaste. And remember, you deserve to break free and live your magic every day. Bye for now.